everyone. Welcome to Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy, and today we're going to be working inside Artistly 5, and I'm going to show you how you can use Artistly features to illustrate, whether you're illustrating for a book, whether you're illustrating for invitations. I'm going to show you some ways that you can customize your images outside of Artistly and inside of Artistly, to use the different images to create unique images, I guess you could say. We do that a lot with our prompting, but sometimes we just want to use a specific image, and I've shown you in some previous videos how you can go in and actually you can do that with the photo editor. You can also do that with your style. Let's see, what is it called? Let me go in here. It's the human stylizer, which you can do more than humans, but the photo editor and the human stylizer. Those features you can use, but we're going to be exploring some different things. So we're going to go into my personal designs because I have a specific style I want to look at. Now, I use the AI Artist Playbooks. These are my best-selling playbooks that are available on Etsy and Gumroad, and they have just been selling so wonderfully. Thank you to everyone who has purchased. I love using them because I can personalize my prompts, and I just have just endless opportunities to blend and mix things together to get unique styles and unique images. And everyone seems to be really loving them. So anyway, we're going to be using this little princess, this style here. That's what we're going to be working with. So first off, I'm going to go in. This was created in the Artistic Designer, and I'm going to regenerate and do 4 more images. Now already, while that's cooking, I guess you could say, I'm going to go in and show you. I've already downloaded this image. So I'm going to show you inside Pixel Cut. I'm going to go back, close, and I'm going to show you how I went in and took and isolated this image. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to be putting her with a different image. So I'm going to be blending a couple of images together to create a party invitation. So I found that Pixel Cut did an excellent job of removing those little bits and pieces. And so I've already downloaded it, but I'll download it again just to show you what I did. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Pixel Cut, for doing just a single image like this, I mean, you can even upscale it. Also, I could have done that in one step. Let me go back and let me actually upscale it, and then I'll do it. We'll upscale it 4x. Normally, you want to do this before you take it into Canva so that you're bringing in a really good image. Let's download this one that's upscaled. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over into Canva, and I'm actually going to upload that image. This is the one that has been upscaled, and I am going to go back to Pixel Cut. I'm going to upload this image, which is a castle image. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let me go back. Actually, we've got to go down here to the upscaler. All I want to do is upscale this one. So we're going to upscale the image of the castle. And then we're going to download it. Now we're going to go over and upload the upscaled version here. Okay. So we're going to be, like I said, blending a couple of things that I'm going to show you how to do inside. Okay. So I'm going to drag this over. Actually, I'm on the wrong page. Sorry about that. We're going to go here. I'm going to remove her. I'm going to drag this over. Okay. So because we want more white space, we are going to offset the castle a little bit. And then we'll do this and drag it down like this. We need to okay. Just so. So now we have a little bit of space here and a little space here that we can arrange. This is our upload of our little princess, and we're going to put her kind of right here so that we still have some room to work with. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go in and see if we can do a little something. We can leave her dressed this way, but what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and we're going to add a little bit of color through this filtering, and we're going to try to make her kind of match it. Okay, so we've got her there. And now what we're going to do is, if you notice, she doesn't have a crown on, so we're going to kind of put her over here to the side. We're going to make her a little bit bigger, but over here to the side. And then we want to, I'm going to actually grab this image. This is another little girl, actually, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in, use the magic eraser, and I want her crown. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in and remove the background. I'm going to do it like this. This is just for when we actually get it done. Then we're going to go over here. Whoops. And we're going to go in the magic eraser. I'm going to enlarge her so I can get real close. And then I'm going to run along the edge. And then we're going to erase it. So we're just grabbing her crown. Okay. The rest of her is gone. Now we're going to set the crown on top of our princess's head. And if we want it a little bit bigger, then we can do that too, so that it shows off real good. So that's perfect. So now we're going to go in and we want it to say this. So we're going to drag. We're going to grab all of this and we're going to move it right here. Okay. So this is the little fog that we may or may not end up using. I kind of like it most of the time. And then this is actually another little piece of that. Okay. So join us for, can be smaller to make it kind of fit right. Alana's Enchanted, third birthday. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to make the castle. We're going to see if we can get it to be a little bit more. There we go. All right, much better. Now let's go here and we're going to be, she's going to be stepping out kind of the mysterious fogginess here. There we go. And this third, we're going to just make it go a little bit like that. So, and we're going to move this over more this way and this up this way. Birthday. A little bit. Enchanted, third birthday. And then we're going to go here and grab the rest of our details. And we're going to drag them onto our invitation here. And we're going to fix it so that okay. And we're going to okay. Fix it. It's kind of centered. Okay. Needs to come back over here. And there we go. So we've basically illustrated this beautiful invitation using the elements to create the I dissected and used the crown. All of these are separated images, and that's sometimes you can get just the right image with AI, but it's very satisfying to actually build the invitation or the storybook page. This also could be the beginning of a storybook. And, depending on if you've created your characters so that they can be consistent throughout it, then you would, treat it the same way. And I had shown you in the little storybook magic video. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I dealt with a little pig and a little duck, and I showed you how you could also take and just place them in on top of your backgrounds. But doing this for the for invitations and things is a lot different. It gives it just a little bit more of an illustration look. You can mimic the same thing with if you're going to do the book illustrations and you want them to be really more detailed, just a little bit more personal, and so that they don't really look like something that AI came up with. AI is getting much better, but there is a good sense of accomplishment if you can end up doing things your way and taking and really designing them. I'm going to take this image now. This one. And there. Now, this is a totally different look. It's got all of these details in front of it. It has the trees and everything that you really can't see a lot of them, but it's definitely, let's drag it down a little bit, and it has made a lovely invitation. It's all about looking at the details and selecting the right images to get you the look that you want. See, right now what I'm doing is I'm edging it so that the third birthday is not quite as crowded as it was. And if you noticed, when I drug it into that duplicate, I'd already selected what I really see. Now that one to me is even prettier than this one because of the way that the castle is aligned and the way that the fog rolls up on the castle. So there, in just a few minutes, I've done two totally different invitations. So let's go further. Let's make another copy, and let's just say we want it to be, this looks like for maybe, this really would be more like maybe a 6th birthday or something, because this little girl, the little princess, looks a little older. So let's just say we're going to duplicate this page, and I am going to go back in, and I'm going to upload. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure where she went. Okay, so let's go back into Pixel Cut. That's the upscaler. Let's go to the background remover, and let's upload. This one. I love this little girl. Okay. So there, she has become our, we're going to go ahead and upscale her. And you don't need the professional version of Pixel Cut, the one that, I'm going to download her. You don't need the one that you pay for if you're only going to be working on like if you're working on an invitation and you don't have to bulk do the background removal and stuff, then you can save that money and still get the benefit of using Pixel Cut. Okay. So we're going to upload that one. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to be replacing the little girl. We already have the crown replaced, but we're going to be replacing the little girl. So we're going to drag her over here. Let me move the fog out of the way. And then we're going to put her here. But we're going to make her bigger. And let's kind of make her where she has, we're going to put the crown on her head. Let's blow it up a little bit so we can see. We're going to make it. Okay. I'm going to go back down, and then we're going to move this like that. So now we have the little blonde girl. And we've done that just in a few seconds. So we can change out the girl. Let's go back in now and look at what we created. Oh, these are precious. Very pretty. This one especially is very pretty and would probably look lovely. Let's see if we can get a good background removal. Whoops. From her. She's just kind of looking over her shoulder. She already has her crown. Okay, so that did not do quite as crisp a removal. So let's try it inside of Canva. Let's upload her and then see what we get. Okay. Let's duplicate the page. And then let's take her. Let's blow this up a little bit. And let's see what kind of background removal we get. Okay. So it did not really remove the background. However, I think we may be able to still use the image, even with the items around it. So we're going to play with it and see. Let's move this out of the way. Let's drag her. Well, let's do this. We don't need the crown. That's how come we couldn't get it to do. Okay, so we have her, and we can actually make her bigger because of the way that that's sitting. Now, first off, we need to kind of make her match with since we removed the other one. So let's go down and find the same filter we used for the other one, Elder. Okay, so that makes her a little more orangey, but that's okay. And then let's grab back over here and grab copy our. Somehow I lost our. Okay, so once you kind of do that over, we could try to make her a little contrasting. So let's go in and try to do her where she is more. I don't like that one. I kind of like that one. Kind of like that one. Now what we need to do is position this one backwards so that we have all of the details, and then we want to make sure they're all black. We're going to ungroup them and we're going to move this down just a little bit. Going to group those back. We could even move this over, but for now we'll center it there. So let's see again what this one was. This one was done in Belvedere. So let's change the castle to Belvedere and see how that looks. That didn't work because we needed it elder. It looks better like that, the color combinations. So there we have another version. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in, and these are just really cute, super cute. Okay, so let's go in and try to we're going to use the Playbook, and we're going to select the fantasy and mythological, regal. We're going to see if we can make this a little more fancy. It's fine to have it looking like a little, but we're going to play with it and just see what we get. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add this. Now this is actually a mixture between something really ornate and also minimalist. So I'm not really sure what the examples, what the result will be. Okay, after just a little short break because, puppies bark. Anyway, I'm back, and when just before she started barking, I was working on my prompt and using this Regal Fantasy Royalty Luxurious Gold Embroidered Dresses, Majestic Crowns. I was going to pull that into that minimal look and that minimal prompt, and that's what I did, and I got some really cool images. These are precious. I went in and did some refine. So this is basically, I got this one. Is a little bit more minimal than some of the others that I had gotten. But I also went back in and asked it to put it against a white background to try to eliminate so much in the background so that maybe they would erase cleaner. I love this one. I think this one is really a pretty image, and I can see it being used for a lot of different things. And then I really like this one. I love the gold elements, and then this looks like a younger princess. Also very pretty. And then I even like this one, just no face at all, just the back of the princess. And then I went in and told it I wanted to have a castle created that was similar with the gold look so that we could maybe use it. So I'm going to download a couple of these. That one, let's do this one. Okay. Then we'll take them back into our, and I'm not going to upscale them yet or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and upload them. Okay, so first we're going to work with placing the castle. And let's try a straight on, something like this. But let's make it a little bit smaller, kind of like that, kind of sitting in the background. We want to have as much, we're going to remove the background. Okay. And then we're going to just pick one of our princesses, and let's pick this one. Let's remove the background. And let's go all the way like this. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to actually regenerate a few of these to see if we get a different castle we'd want to use. Okay. And we can actually grab this. We could change this, but I'm just going to use what I've got because it's simpler to. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion for anybody that works and does invitations. One of the things that you can speed your process along is to do a file and put it in a folder with just your written parts in different variations and different of your favorite fonts, and then have that ready. You can pull it up, pull the project up. You can save it to import that page, and then you can just basically drag and drop it. And then you aren't starting all over with that. You're just basically changing the. Okay, so there we've got that. Now, we could kind of bring her over a little bit, and we could do it more like this, which is cute. You can even make the castle like that. And then we have room to go in and copy and paste here. Okay. So what we can do here is put that there and drag this to the middle. And we can ungroup this. And instead of doing it like this, we can decide to do it a different way. So we could do March 22nd, 2026. Do away with that. And move this here. And we can change it to Poppins and make it dark. And then we can take and put the time. We'll move this down here. We can put the RSVP right there. We're going to grab the foggy cloud or whatever. paste it right here and position it backward. This is going to be bolded. And then backwards. Okay. And then we're going to change this. I'm going to put that there. And then we will make this go back one more time so that we get this. And we can just enlarge that a little bit. Now, what we can do is we can just to dress it up a little bit. We could do a little background color. So let's look. And that's pretty. Makes it pop out and be very luxurious and gold. And draw this down so that you get lots more of her dress and you can still see and read everything really good, but you still have a little bit of that foggy, misty, mysterious kind of little look. And you can even kind of put a little touch of that, just a little glisten. Just a tiny little bit right there. Position it where it goes backwards so everything is. So you could do that if you wanted to. I'm not sure it's needed, but it just kind of balances out the little top and bottom. Could do a little bit up there. But I think I would just leave it. So that's really pretty. And we basically built it. We've got the very luxurious gold. Now another thing we could do, and we're going to take this, we're going to duplicate it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of it and I'm going to sort of reduce it down. And we're going to kind of put it in the middle. Got to put this on out like this. Okay. But the dress part, if we wanted to do okay. So if we wanted to do something to make it even a little bit more royal looking, we could do this. We're going to put an outline on it. But we're going to make it kind of wide. We're going to change the color to a gold looking. Let's go here and let's get it where it's just as gold looking as we can. Okay. And then this part is going to be narrower. Let's see. I don't really like the gold, so let's try the black. Position this backwards, 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 backwards. That way. We want her to be behind. And this would be down here. This would be behind. And you would need to make the fog come up where it's not overlapping the outline. And you'd also have to make sure that she and her bits are not. Okay, so now we take all of it and there we go. We made it smaller so we can actually make this a little bit larger. And we can make this a little bit larger. So you could do a border, you could do a background. I'm just going to look for an element. Let's see, scalloped frame. If you were going to sell this, you would need to make sure it was a free one. And I would probably not I don't really see anything that would add anything to it at this point. And none of those. Now what we could do is we could make the corners rounded like this if we wanted to. So I personally like it just like this, just plain. But if you wanted to add some things, you could add a few more elements, but I like it this way. Okay, so let's jump back into Artistly. Here's some different options that we came up with. We've kind of gone through that. So any of these would be really pretty to pair with any of our little goals. So what else could we do? Let's go away from princesses. So let's take, and let me show you again how absolutely versatile the Playbooks and Artistly are together. So let's go through and let's take and go back into this image and let's regenerate. This time we're going to take away this and we're going to say Western theme. I'm going to take away the majestic crown. Hand painted little girl dressed up like a cowgirl. And then we're going to make a couple of different adjustments. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to see if we can find some other let's go to page 7, the retro and vintage. Casual and everyday. Let's see. This is what we want. We want distressed denim with raw edges. Okay. Now we're gonna. Okay, so that's what Artistic Designer gave us from that same prompt, but now we're gonna take this one in and we're gonna take it into the Illustrator and we're gonna go over here to this minimalist illustration. Okay. So this is where the denim, I added the denim and look at that. How cute would this be for like a little cowgirl invitation? That would be really cool. But we're going to try it in the minimalist. We're going to try. Okay, so this has given us a whole different kind of a look. So what we're going to do is we're going back into Artistic. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the order. And we're going to put this in the middle and see what a difference it makes. A lot of times it's our placement that makes the difference. And we're also going to take it and we're going to take it and put it down here. Okay. Okay, so this actually in Artistic gave us a more realistic little girl, which still could be super cute. So what we want to do is put the watercolor back at the beginning. And then we're going to go back over here and we're going to look at some of our textures. Okay, we've got that texture. So we're going to now go and pull up the watercolor. And we're going to look for the substyles. So what we want is we want to try the soft watercolor illustration. And we're going to build it. Okay, so we're going to go and add that. And this one is artistic designer. Moving it around a little bit. Those still would be such cute invitations. I like this one, and I love this one right here. So we're also going to add a word. We're going to add whimsical storybook illustration to the beginning. Okay, here's our other render. We're still getting a little bit realistic with that. Still would be super cute pack. A super cute pack. Right here, what I'm going to do is with this one, I'm going to go in and where it says that she is wearing, I'm going to say, wearing a denim skirt and pink cowboy hat. Now see, here we go. So when we added the whimsical storybook illustration, we got just what I was looking for. This is the look I wanted. Isn't that awesome? So we're going to do 4 of her. And that's sort of my process. Working with the playbook and putting all the little ingredients together until you get just the look that you want. So now we've got the perfect combination of minimalist, but yet not too simple. I mean, the clothing is textured. The watercolor is a specific technique. Whoops, Copilot, go away. Oh, this is cute. This is her. Now that one would be a really cute little invitation. Very cute. I like this. I like all of them, but this one was what I was actually aiming for, to get more like our princesses. And I really love this. I think that would make a really cute, yes, all of those would make a very cute little clip art pack with the little jean dresses. And that's how you do it. That's how you do illustration. That's how you prompt with the playbook. Let's pick out one of these and let's see if we were going to do an invitation. Let's see if we can grab one more. Oh, I did the wrong one. Let's go back to her. And then let's do 4 more. Okay. And then we're going to see if we can get her maybe sitting on a hay bale, or maybe do a barn. A barn would be really cute. Like maybe a brown barn. So let's go back in and see if we can get Okay, so whimsical storybook illustration, hand painted, and instead of the little girl dressed up like a cowgirl, we want a big brown barn. And then we can still leave like the raw edges, the worn in, and the casual appeal. Minimalistic, all of that can be the same, and we can do 4 so that we have some choices. And let's see. Oh, they're so cute. Look at the cute little cowgirls. And it's just a matter of picking out one. This one right here is, I don't know why it's got where it puts hair in front of people's faces. So let's look at our barns up here. Oh, they're really cute. They're a little red, but that's okay. Let's see which one we think would be the cutest. I really like this one. So let's do it. We can go in here and start us another page. Let's start off with white. Go to our uploads and we'll get our barn. Now the barn just completely by itself would be really cute to do as the background for an invitation. And that even removed the background really good. Okay, so let's detach this from the background. Well, there we go. So we can make this, bring this that way. And then, let's see, like that. And then let's go back to the girls. Okay, I'm going to go all the way back to her. And then I want to smiling little girl. 4 more. We've got our barn. Let's look at how we can take, and we'll be changing the wording, but let's grab this so we can change it. We'll be changing what it looks like too. Okay, so join us for can stay the same. Let's ungroup it instead of join us for Alana's rootin' tootin' cowgirl party. And then what we could do is take our 3, and instead of saying third, we just have a really big 3 right up here. And we're going to make it white so it kind of stands out like. Okay. Rootin' tootin' birthday party. And let's just take our barn. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually we cut our barn down. So now the barn can actually go down a little bit and over. And not to keep it kind of like a little off-centered. But that gives more room up there. And We need to. Three. Join us for Alana's Rootin' Tootin' Cowgirl Party. And we can actually like that. Move this up. We can make this a little bit bigger. But we're going to make this Cowgirl Party. Or actually, I have a better one. Let's find one that's a Western. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Silver Fake. Round Arrow. Silver Fake. There we go. That's a cute one. And instead of this, we just need maybe the Silver Fake. Nope. Right? Oh, I actually like Alana. And then Rootin' Toot. Let's do Alana like that. And then Rootin' Tootin'. Let's just go back to Poppins, maybe? Nope. Copper Gothic. Nope. Cowgirl Party. Canvas Hands. Let's do. There we go. Rotating Cowgirl Party. And we can bold it. There we go. And join us for, we can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. Now let's go back in and look at our choices. Oh, they're cute. Let's choose this one because we don't really need her to be all the way. Okay. She looks a little older than 3, so I would probably redo it a little bit and then have it where she's, oops. And then we would have her right there. Like that. And then we have the rest of our information, which we can do right, grab right here. And we can fill it in here. Paste it right here. That's right here. And then we will grab this and put it right here, the RSVP. Okay, we got all our information in there. Now we can make 2 versions. We can take this one and duplicate it. And then we can take and we can choose Let's make sure we've got that set on free, because we're doing something that's going to actually. Okay, so let's see if we can do a little sky background. Let's take this all the way to the back, and then let's do this. We just want a little hint of it, so just a tiny little bit. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, got to straighten our little 3 up. So let's just say that she's more like a 7-year-old. Isn't that cool? And that's how we built that and illustrated that. And again, it works the same way for an invitation or for a book cover or for a when you're designing for a children's book. You would be placing things in much of the same way. The only thing with book pages is you would more than likely have this would be, the text that you would be doing would be your actual story for those pages. Isn't that cool? Okay, so let's go back in and just have another little look. And let's just say, all right, so let's say you wanted to do a pony that would kind of work with this whole thing. So go find the little dressed up little girl, and then instead of her, we're going to put a cute little pony. And we're still going to have the raw edges. We're going to remove the denim because we don't want a denim horse. And then we'll do 4 of them to see what we get and how we can put those pieces together. I really like this little girl. She is super cute with her little, I believe that's a red and white check little shirt. Really cute. Super cute. These are a little bit more muted, which is fine. We kind of changed it up here. So we can go back in here while we're waiting, and we can actually just duplicate this page. That little background really did set it off, which I would probably create my own background, but we did use a free image from Canva. I did it for illustrative purposes. I would probably go back in and do mine from the beginning. And now I'm not saying you cannot create the whole image together. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a lot of times you end up with not exactly what you're looking for, but elements that you can then take and separate and create what you do want. So don't throw things away. Look at it from every angle so that you're spending the least amount of time creating the best that you possibly can. Okay, so we have this one. I really like this font. That's really cute for a little cowgirl party. Can't wait to list those. Okay, so we didn't specify what color pony. We ended up with a unicorn too. So let's see. I think we'll use this one. Looks happier. So we can use it. And we can go in here. And let's just say we're going to add a pony. We're going to go back over here. We're going to upload the pony. Let me show you how that can look. First, we're going to do it with this one that we already have, just to add that extra little element. And see, we can do that this way. Now we have that little extra. of the pony. Add it in there. Well, let's do it like this. That's cute. But we can also duplicate it again. And we can move our, make our, move this stuff around. Okay, let's group that together. Okay, so let's move this over here. Let's put this right there. And go ahead and do that. And we're going to go up with this. So move this over and keep kind of playing with it. And like this. And then down like this. There we go. Okay. So what we can do, we can still leave it like that. But we have this over here. We have this right there. So that's cute. And we have our horse. Everything else is pretty good. Let's see. Let's try moving this and putting it up here. The date. And then we could take the time and also move it up there. That looks good. And then we can move this right there, and we can move this where we can read it now. And we can move our horse a little bit more into the picture. We can make him a little bit smaller. And like that. Now let's see if we can use one of our other little choose another one of our little curls. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try this one where she's not looking at us. Just to give it a different look. And I think we'll take the horse out for this one. I'm going to take her out. I'm going to put her in. And we're going to stand her right there. Then we can kind of play with this if we want to. Maybe take this and make it longer. Party by Jenkins Community Center. So on 2 lines instead of 3. There we go. There we go. And then RSVP, we can take this and pull it down just a little bit more. And then that way that shows off really good. There we go. We'll make sure that stays good. But there, she is super cute. We can put more, have more of the. So that's really cute too. Okay, well, I think I've shown you what I wanted to show you, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you have learned something that'll help you make some money. And I just want to remind you that the AI Artist Playbooks are the links to them will be down in the description if you haven't already gotten your copies. They are all bestsellers now. We're so thrilled that they are, and that they are. The reviews just keep coming in, and everybody loves them, and that just makes my heart so happy. And so, if you haven't gotten your copy, you can get them on Etsy, all except for the Junk Journal edition, and that one is available on Gumroad. And if you happen to be in the EU watching, we are so pleased that you are watching, and I'm so excited that now you can get the copy, the your playbooks. You just have to purchase them through Gumroad. And if you're purchasing the playbooks on Gumroad currently, I don't know when you're watching whether. Sorry about her. I don't know if when you're watching, you'll be this sale will still be on, but right now there's a sale, and there is a code down in the description, and you will need to use that code to get the discount. So if you don't have Artistly, you can see how versatile it is, and what amazing you just can go from one generator to the other until you get exactly what you're looking for. I like to use them all. And so, if you haven't gotten it, if you would consider using my affiliate link, it's down in the description. And you don't have to worry about not saving money, because if you have seen a code, or currently, I think there is a code that they're using right now. Don't know when that goes off, but just plug in the codes, and they normally will accept those with my affiliate link. And you help to support my channel and make it worth the time that I invest in sharing all of these tips with you. And so that helps me. It helps make it worthwhile, and it doesn't really cost you any more if you're already buying. So that's a really cool way to work it. Let's see. Be sure and join my Facebook group. I offer extra help that way. It's a great way to connect with me and benefit from some personalized contact with me. And also, I have a newsletter that comes out once a week, and it's called the Creative Dispatch. And there's also a link to sign up to it in the description as well. And we'd love to have you, and that's also free. So until next time, uh, happy creating.